Hey, you guys, it is Ali, and it's another day in the life with Ali out here in these streets, technically these beaches. I am currently in Zanzibar, which is part of Tanzania. It is one of the islands off of Dar es Salaam in the Tonga area. So I came back over on a ferry yesterday. Girlfriend's birthday is this weekend, was yesterday, and so we came over to celebrate. After, excuse me, I just got out of the ocean and pulled my hair up and all that good stuff. But I'll flip it so y'all can see it before we get into this good conversation. Hey guys. So, um, so yes, I am about to have a cocktail for happy hour here at the Fat Fish, which is right at the resort location that I am staying at for the next couple of days. And before we move on to the next spot. So, anyway, what do we have? Which one is this?
So, young man.
Just Jangbari. Okay, Jangbari is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Sante Sana.
Okay, yeah.
So, ooh, ooh. Now it's happy hour. Drinks are half off. I got the Jangbari, which is white rum, dark rum, mango, fruit juice, and lime. Very good. Ooh. A lot of sugar in the bottom, but very tasty. Anyway, how are you guys doing? You can pick the phone up. I forgot my selfie stick. Can y'all believe it? I don't have my selfie stick. So I'm gonna have to hold the phone and then adjust it. But y'all saw my topic for the day, and my topic is dating in Tanzania. Does it happen? Are people doing it? Is it possible? What is dating like for a single Black woman in Tanzania? Let me start off with this first. And I've heard this from many of Tanzanian men walking the beach. Let me tell you guys this first. If you are on Facebook watching me or YouTube watching me, I can't see your comments because I'm on my phone, and so I can't see the comments pop up. So if you can click the StreamYard link, which I think you have to actually click into it, you can actually comment on StreamYard, and I can actually see you and your comments and comment on your comments. All right. So I wanted to say that to you guys first. And send a heartfelt prayer to folks in Dallas. I know things are normalizing temperature-wise, but I know there's a lot of issues. I'm trying to make sure that I don't end up one of those people with $1,000, $12,000 electricity bills. So let's pray that the people, systems get together, and we have to start fighting for those types of things. So anyway, and this is going to be brought to you by the infamous Mind Your Body and Soul health and wellness program, brought to you by none other than Ali. It's a health and wellness business. We specialize in lifestyle transformation through body movement and food. And so I do meal planning and meal prep. Yes, I can do that here in Tanzania, and food demos, as well as yoga and different types of body movements to keep you guys active and functioning and rocking and rolling. So we are going to sit, and I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien, ¿y tú, mi amor?
So we switch between Spanish and Swahili English. All right, so to the topic at hand. Does dating happen? Is it real? Oh, I got a block I can sit it on and get a little extra light. Is it real? Does it happen? And how does it happen here? So, like I was telling you guys a minute ago, one of the things that we see here in Tanzania is quite often the gents here tell us that they don't see very many Americans, let alone black female Americans. Traipsing the globe. We are moving around and stuff, but it's just not something that they see very often. And so one then begins to question, what is it like to date abroad for a single black woman? Um, I will tell you guys right out of the gate, it's interesting. Dating period is interesting. You add the component of being abroad in another country. Typically, let's add language barrier to that and cultural barrier. And specifically in Tanzania, we add the religious um, uh, piece to it because they are Muslim here. And so there is an additional element to consider when you talk about dating. So when I say dating, I'm not talking about one night stands. I ain't talking about pass throughs. I ain't talking about, pop in, pop out, dang-a-lang, swing-a-lang, that type of thing. I'm not talking dang-a-lang, swing-a-lang, that type of thing. I'm going to have to write that down. That was a good one. So I'm not talking about that type of situation because that happens a lot. So that's very easy. The one night pop ins, pop outs. That is a regular occurrence and a regular thing that happens pretty much anywhere here in Tanzania, as well as any other country. So what I'm talking about is actually dating, like when you actually move to another country or you're visiting long term to another country and you actually want to get out. I wish to get out of my phone. You actually want to date and, meet people, potentially invest in a long term relationship. I'm sitting at a restaurant, so please pardon the interruption. There's a kitty cat walking around. It's a little girl chasing the cat. Mm, this drink is really good. Okay. So again, if you guys are watching me, thank you and welcome to my broadcast. Another day in the life with Ali. We are talking about dating specifically in Tanzania and dating for the black woman. So I'm going to tell you one thing that happens. I already mentioned that. First of all, I think we're an anomaly. Specifically here, that might sound weird to you guys because you think Africa's a lot of black people there. Well, there's a lot of Africans here, but they very rarely see the black American woman. They say they very rarely see Americans over here in comparison to Easterners and Europeans. Okay, just vicinity wise, I guess it makes sense. So when we are out and about and we're strolling and we're having a good time, they stop and notice us as black women and attractive black women. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. And so and we do like to enjoy ourselves and have a good time and all that good stuff. And so we come to immerse in the culture and or just visit, but some of us come to relocate, consider staying for long extended periods of time, and in that you just naturally meet people and potentially want to go out, or somebody wants to go out. So I'm going to tell you so far the experience that I've had, and it's really one thing I notice is men in other countries are very straightforward. They shoot from the hip quickly. They waste absolutely no time, none whatsoever. And it could be for different reasons. It could simply be because the age old can I marry into your country? Could could I marry into your country? I.e., being, can I marry you and then get my citizenship or residency? That's one way, one thing. It could simply be, oh my God, you're amazing. You're a beautiful person. I saw you from afar, and I wanted to step to you. Or number three, it could also be that um, their initial approach is because they know that there are a lot of people who come down here for these one night stands. And so they're approaching for those different types of reasons. So, and there could be other reasons, but those are like the ones that I hear more often. And I'm going to tell you guys something before you kind of wonder, is this speculative? Is this just one sided? Every day I end up talking to a Tanzanian man. If I am outside, I tend to end up speaking with a Tanzanian man. And that's because they approach. They approach at the grocery store, they approach in the street, they approach on the beach, they approach in the water, they approach everywhere. They have approached driving the bajajis that we ride in, and solicited and put shot their shot quick and in a hurry. They do this everywhere, and I'm gonna say there is more than a handful of men who are very adamant about not trusting Tanzanians. Not don't trust men. Don't trust the Tanzanian men. And I'm like, but you're a Tanzanian man. They're like, yeah, except me. I'm a good guy. So we get that as well. We were just protected maybe like a week ago. Um, I'm not no, not even a week ago. The day before we came here. Um, and a guy ran up. A guy was talking to us for an extended period of time, walking and talking, which they do. You think you're walking along peacefully, and you get hit with somebody who's going to walk with you for that 5, 15, 20-minute walk. And a lot of times they may want something in return. They very rarely just want to sit and walk and talk with you without either getting your number or um, selling you something or soliciting a business, which I ain't mad at their game. This is how we teach sales in the States. And so I've had quite a few men. It sounds like the Maasai guys. I have had quite a few men actually tell us specifically, do not trust Tanzanian men. Tanzanian men are yada yada, this, that, and the other. And so you sit here as a person who's here, and you might be looking to, do some dating or something of that nature. And you're like, well, wait a minute. If I can't trust any Tanzanian men, who am I dating? It's a looming question that pops up in this world. And so you kind of have to take it like a grain of salt. But we do appreciate um, the information and the suggestions, as well as the warnings about what to look out for and things of that nature. But I will tell you, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, men in general in other countries approach more than men in America. Y'all can hit me in my box with that one. I know. Comments. Give me the comments, because somebody gonna disagree. I'm gonna say maybe Dallas. Maybe Dallas is really slow. Or just Texas in general. Although you always hear something different about southern states, like the hospitality and stuff, and that might be true, but you gotta approach somebody first to find out, to be able to judge whether or not they got that good hospitality, or they got that southern charm or not. And I find like you just don't see it as much in the States. Not like this, not where they will walk alongside you for 20 minutes to either get your WhatsApp number or, I don't know, sell a tour to you, or tell you that you're gonna have babies by them. I mean, but they're very direct here. They're very persuasive. Well, they're not persuasive. They attempt to be very persuasive, but they are very adamant in their directness and what they want. quite often. If you tell them that you're not interested, specifically you're not interested in a man, they're going to tell you why you do want a man and why you might want them as a man. If you tell them that they're too young for you, because quite frankly, quite a few of them are, you know, child age. And when I say child age, I'm like, I don't know if you're even 12 yet. I'm playing, but I'm so serious. And so they'll even argue you down about the age thing and why age does not matter. And they have experience. And so um, dating is very possible abroad. You have to kind of, I think, figure out what people want, what they want. I guess you should do this in the States too, though. But what people want when they approach you. So I'm going to give you guys an example of the pouncing. I think I call it pouncing because it's like that. I see you now. I'm gonna jump and make sure that you know that I'm interested right away. Which, as a female, I think we kind of like that. We want a direct guy. We want somebody who is who sees what he likes and goes for it. But the flip side of that is also understanding that they can't force you into wanting to hang out with them. So another, I don't want to call it a negative, but something that I look at negatively is here in Tanzania, how everybody says, every man tells you not to trust any men, but then as well tells you that they're offended that you think that you are concerned about your safety. So if you say, answer to a question that always comes up, where do you live? They always say, where are you from and where do you live? Number one, don't ever tell them you're from the USA. Ching, ching, ching. I don't care if they end up being your husband or not. Don't tell them in the beginning. Just don't do it. Um, so come up with something. Make up something. Whatever. Everybody got an alias. I mean, I got like 3 alias names. So come up with something. Number one. Number two. Well, there's probably 3 or 4. But number one, don't tell them where you're from, and don't tell them where you stay. So I'm going to tell you the reason why you don't necessarily want to tell them where you stay. And I had this happen to me when I was in Zanzibar. They will come to your place and call out your name until you answer them or ignore them and walk away. They will literally stand at the gate and shout your name. They will wait for you at your gate. And that might be all endearing and oh my God, that's so sweet. But they met you for 5 minutes. So how is it that they are on you like that? So it's like this. It's a strange feeling. You don't know what they want and how they can want it so quickly. So I say, make sure that you don't come over here desperate. Don't come over here desperate for love, because you're gonna get something. I don't know if it's gonna be love. So don't tell them that you're from the U.S. Don't tell them where you stay, and they all ask, where are you from and where are you staying? And they get offended if you tell them, if you say, well, why are you asking where I stay? What is that important? Oh, we like to know. We like to strike up conversation. I say, you don't need to know where I stay. Like, you should know that by now, that you don't ask a woman where she stays, a solo woman. So I get offended that they get offended that I am trying to make sure I'm safe. And then they respond with a statement, something like, we don't have crime in here. We don't kidnap. We don't. And I'm like, whatever. Listen, Linda. So don't tell them all that information. Keep a little bit of privacy. Keep a few things to yourself. Okay, a few things. Because you will have potentially some unwanted guests. Now, if you choose to give them your WhatsApp number, please know that they will WhatsApp you, and they will WhatsApp you immediately. There is no 3-day rule. There is no wait until someone else says something first. There is no 90-day. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what the rules are anymore. I don't know what books we're reading, what movies we're trying to go off of. But they message immediately. They want to make sure you got the message. They want to make sure you know that they are messaging you. So they be on it. And we like that. Like, we want that. We want that from the guys we don't get it from, right? I do. but then you get it from people that you don't even know. So let's say you come here and you get a Uber driver. I'll give y'all a scenario. So you get yourself an Uber driver, and he's a good driver. He or she, it could be a she. I've finally gotten 4 Uber drivers that are females, which I didn't think was real over here until I think like last week. And so, you get a good driver. You're like, okay, this is a nice person. They're cordial. They're, on time. Maybe they have good conversation. Maybe they're not local driver like that one video I posted of our last local driver that we had. Death was imminent from that driver. We lived, but it was imminent. So anyway, and so what you do is oftentimes here it's like, let's support one person, get their information, so you have a driver that you can call. And you have a lot of these. You have 3 or 4. Like I think I have 3 or 4 of them actually saved. Because ideally what you want to do is, if there's something specifically you want to do and you have a time that you want to do, you want to go ahead and schedule it with someone. And so now this dude is gonna sit here and scream data. And so you want to get somebody that you can call and actually schedule the time that you have to be somewhere. So that's the point of having a driver. So you just, you give your number or take their number so that you can call them and schedule time when they're gonna drive for you, right? Mm-mm. They may be interested. They may simply say they want to be your driver. Maybe they have a tour company, or they're a tour guide, or they're part of a touring, I don't know. And so they share their information so that you can call them to sign up for their tours. These are all tactics I am shedding some light on. If they are interested, or they have no shame in shooting their shot, period, point blank. There is no thing like this. Fear of rejection in the US is not like, they don't do that here. There is no fear of rejection here. If you say no, they just go to the next person straight up. They might try to push a little hard, but they just move on. So there is no fear of rejection here. So for example, you give them your number thinking that, or take their number, whatever the case may be, chat them up in WhatsApp, like basically say, hey, I got your information, thanks, yada yada. You may get a message back that says, thank you, Maya. All that good information I am imparting. Can you see me now? Am I moving? There's no more music playing. Thank you, Maya, for letting me in. It's good now. Hey, how long was it out? Could you tell? Anybody who's on, I see quite a few people actually on watching, and thank y'all for being up watching this on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. And I know it's early in the States, but if you are sending me or sending comments in Facebook or on YouTube, I cannot see them because I am on my phone. So it's not posting the comments for me to see. And I know y'all got stuff to say, and I love to read y'all comments. So if you guys can click on the StreamYard link, like click within the video itself to get on StreamYard and type your messages in StreamYard, I can actually see them. Thank you, Maya, for letting me know. It is good. I don't know how much you guys missed, but basically I'm talking about, potentially getting a driver, or thinking you have a tour guide, and the forwardness of the men here in Tanzania. It's a plus and a minus, quite frankly. And so I've had the instances where I have shared a number because somebody was a tour guide. I literally met them on the beach the last time I was in Zanzibar. I was watching a volleyball game. They came up, of course, doing as what they do, soliciting, and hey, we have all these tours and all this stuff, and sometimes it's just easier to just take the information, because a lot of times they don't settle for no apana asante. They don't settle for that, because then they want to know if you're gonna do a kesho. And if you're not going to do a kesho, are you going to do it the day after that? If you're not going to do it the day after that, are you going to do it 2 days after that? Anyway, but I got a message after like a 5-minute sit down by the volleyball courts that I miss you, Ali. You don't even know how to spell my name, and it's only 3 letters. Like, how was that possible? And so things like that, like for me, I nip that in the bud. For somebody else, that might be like your dream response. You may be looking for that quick. Is somebody interested? This kid was 26. It was actually his birthday that day. And I was like, oh my God, you're my son's age. Typically I try to throw that line out. I've had that thrown back in my face. I'm grown though. I know a lot. I've experienced a lot. I've had that. I walked down the beach for 20 minutes and someone walked alongside me to explain to me why being 26 should not be a problem. Yeah, okay. First of all, even if I were to try to get what are you giving me besides the mandingo? Let's keep it real. Real deal Holyfield. So um so you get a number of different things, but you have to watch out for a number of different things. So yes, dating happens. It happens in Tanzania just like it happens anywhere. Yes, you can find true love and affection right here in Tanzania, but you have to be careful. You kind of have to know what you want, and you need to know what they want. So the other day, I actually thought I got a driver. He was really cool, picked me up after I had like 3 Ubers canceled. Let me tell y'all that we're gonna have to do a whole video on Ubers that cancel here in Tanzania, y'all. A whole video. Um, but I took his number because I was like, I appreciate you not canceling, and he was like, oh no, and and communicating and letting me know when he was gonna arrive because it was kind of late. I think it was like 10 o'clock. 10 or 11 when I was leaving a spot that was a little bit far from where I'm. Hey, you guys. Hey, about culture. What's going on? Couple of minutes. That's all. It's gone good now. Super. So y'all got the gist. Chime in on this dating here in Tanzania. Y'all know what we're talking about. Hold on. Let me change this so y'all can know what I'm talking about today. There we go. There we go. So let me show you guys, since you guys may have just joined, where we are. We are at, I'm sitting at Fat Fish right now, but this is what we get to see. Don't pay too much attention to people in the water. Just look at the water. Y'all see that? So that's where we are at right now, just hanging out. Um, hanging out, waiting for dinner time, and I'm having a little cocktail while it's happy hour here. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk about this dating because people have popped up and asked me about it in my inbox. What's dating like? What are the men like? What's this? What's that? In everything, I will tell you guys this: if you are looking for love anywhere, first please visit. Like I tell you for traveling, y'all hear me say the same thing. If you're planning on moving somewhere or visit, or you want to do something long term, or you want to invest or anything, I always say don't go off of what someone else says. Go and visit for yourself, because what's good for one goose ain't good for another gander. Everybody doesn't like the same thing. Everybody doesn't have the same flavor. Everything that strokes your boat don't stroke mine. Okay. Or maybe it's not stroke, it's float. See, I have my mentality, I'm like all off. I'm on stroking and mandingo right now. So, but understanding that people do come to these countries to get that mandingo. So, when I first got here in December, I had a few conversations about that because I was offended that you would think that, not you, but someone walking along the beach would think that, I was here just waiting for them to call on me and it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Call on me and solicit themselves. I mean, I give them props for their uh, what's the word I'm looking for their confidence in stepping. But I also was offended, like, dang, everybody don't come here for that. And then I had some people explain some things to me, and they broke down the people that come to visit and what they normally get and why they tend to approach that way. They lead maybe with a tour. They lead. Miss Loretta, I'm here. I'm ready for the rest of my tour. Y'all remember that? Y'all know what movie that's from? Who can tell me what movie that's from? Yeah, so they lead with a tour. They lead with sharing, something fabulous about this wonderful place that you're visiting. But they really want to see if you're gonna get that mandingo, and that could be a paid for experience. It happens, not just for the women, but for the men as well. I'm not talking about those types of things. I am talking about real dating. If you want to really date, you're not just trying to come here for a one and done kind of situation, maybe a two and done, maybe a 7 day and done, whatever. If that's not what you're talking about, I suggest you go anywhere and visit and see if you're going to. Um, this is kind of a jam. Um, if you are going to like, um, you're going to go check out the food. Okay, all right. It's 5 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Okay.
I think it's 6. I think it's 7.
It's 5:52.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But go ahead. I mean, um. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, that was my roomie. She's going to go check on some samaki. Yeah, I look 26, boo. You are, look at you. Might hear you go bat in your eyes again. Stop, girl. Stop, boo. You so silly. We got to come back with you next time. You would like this. Fast, fascinating and fun island. Days and yeah, listen, culture, listen. Let me just tell you. Culture, do you go by culture or do you go by links? Because I done heard you referred to in many different ways. But I hear you're awesome nonetheless. So anyway, I just want to refer to you how you prefer to be referred to. But yeah, girl, no, I don't want no 26-year-old. My son is 30. I mean, but he got to come with the table. Is he a doctor? I mean, I am gonna tell you. I'm gonna get off track here. I am gonna tell you that um, I have considered marrying for residency. One day in, one day out, finding out what their divorce policy is. Do they have that lemon law, that 3 days and return it law? Hey David, what up? What up? What up, Facebook? Okay, so Facebook is responding. I can see y'all. I can see y'all. You know it's real when that double pump come in. Links. Okay. All right, links. I will call you links from now on. But yeah, so yeah. I want somebody who can do something for me. Um, and it's I'm gonna be a little picky. Sometimes I like it to look like something too. Like I don't like everything just because the complexion is right. I still want to be like, ow, you know what I'm saying? I can get anywhere. So yeah, I ain't gonna go to another country. I mean, you got to be doing something. Hey Stephanie, what up? Watching from Shy. Hey, how's it going in the Shy? How's the weather? I know Dallas got hit, so I know if we got hit, then you guys got hit as well. So yes, let me see. I can see your comments. I'm so happy. I don't know what happened that all of a sudden now I can see my Facebook comments. So yeah, but yeah, I want to. I'm. Anybody else have any experiences y'all want to share when you travel abroad? I know I said dating in Tanzania, but let me give you an example. While you guys share some of your experiences dating abroad, I'm gonna give you guys one of the latest. In one week, you got to be on your P's and Q's because you never know how a person is approaching you. And being in a foreign country, a lot of times, you're going to go on a date with somebody. So you want to be comfortable enough that wherever you are, you can get back home safely, right? Um, and so you want to be mindful of that. A lot of people here don't have their own cars, and so they have drivers as well. And so you want to be mindful of that. Put your little hat on that says, okay, are you expecting me to just meet you somewhere I don't know? I'll give you an example. Last week, I had talked to a couple of people and they wanted to go out, hang out for drinks. One person wanted to just check out a vegan spot. I take it for what it is, because one thing I'm not going to do is assume that you're trying to go on a date or you're interested in me, because what do guys do? Guys get upset if all women think, well, just because I said hi or just because I asked you out to lunch don't mean I like you. I think you do, but fine, I won't say it. Comment if you want to. But I honestly think no man is asking you out unless he has an interest in you or he wants something from you. And I'm not saying just men want something. Everybody wants something from somebody. Everybody. We all want something. Relations are about give and take. We all want something from one another. So it's not a negative comment, because if I'm engaging, I may want something from somebody else too. Otherwise, what am I engaging for? Even if it's energy, it might just be positive energy that I want, but I want something from you. And so to say, well, you know what, I just said hi and want nothing. Yes, you did. You at least wanted a response back. You wanted something. You reached out for a reason. Stop playing, y'all. Stop playing. So one thing I will say is here they don't play. If they are interested and they like you, they say it. Or they never do. Whatever the case may be, you may never know. But it's not gonna be any of that. Well, I didn't, because you denied them, all of a sudden now they wasn't interested. At least I haven't encountered that. And so I was asked out 3 times last week. And 2 are Tanzanian men and one is a guy from UK. And one met me and asked me out pretty much the next day. Another met me and pretty much asked me out the next day. And another met us and kind of hung out and then kind of just started having conversation. And so they like, I feel like move quickly on their feelings or whatever it is that they want, whatever it is that they see. And I'm intrigued by that, because for me, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we need to have a podcast about this, because I'm interested in, your motivation for reaching out. Is it just because I'm a new person? Is it because, I'm American? Is it because, if I haven't given them my alias, because y'all, like I said in the beginning, I got aliases. Is it because, you're really interested and you might think, hey, something can go down. So I keep all those things in the back of my mind. I also keep in the back of my mind, like I said, whether or not, how's the transportation? Because when you're in a different place, how women in the States, it's like a big deal if a woman wants a guy to pick her up or something like that. Well, that translates even more when you're in a foreign country, because if a male is in their own hometown country and they don't offer to extend a way for you to get where you're going, where they're inviting you to, that's kind of a problem, because you're new to that country. So it's even more of a stipulation. So ladies, don't lose that drive to make sure you're kind of being taken care of in that respect, where you're still wanting to be protected in that respect. You're wanting a person to at least look out for you. So, and I feel like you get that here. I haven't really run across it. I mean, except when you run into like a little kid and he can't do nothing for you, except, he may walk to your to your resort to pick you up. They know the area, they want to hang out with you, that kind of thing. You just have to pay attention, and you have to um, kind of like be knowledgeable and responsible. Be careful. A guy told us the day before we came to Zanzibar, so on Saturday, he came up and basically went off on this guy, called him a thief and all this stuff, and said he called you guys white and said, let's see how much, if we can get their money or whatever, which he was apparently going to try to sell us something. We were like, no. And I had my Karate Kid Karain stance. I was ready, y'all. I was ready for it. Don't play. And so this guy runs up and he's like, what's your name? Where are you from? And I was like, why? And he was like, this guy is a crook. And then I went back. I was like, why you need to know where I'm from for you to tell me that he's a crook? Why you need to know where I'm from to, whatever. But anyway, he went on to go off on the guy, yell and cuss at him, and then, explain to us what he heard the 2 gentlemen talking about when we walked by, and how they were going to try to take advantage of us or whatever the case may be. But following that, at the end, he proceeded to tell us his name, and then also that he had a shop and would love for us to come in and partake in his shop. Everybody wants something. One of the other things to be mindful of is when you are out, and let's say you do find somebody who's helpful, and you are soliciting their help to kind of take care of you, or kind of be your voice because then maybe you're speaking another language, um, kind of protect you. Like they have Maasai men, and they are kind of, you can find them anywhere. And what I understand is if they see something happening, they're kind of like the police. They actually will make sure nothing happens to you. Um, but I say, like, if you have somebody that's doing that, have an understanding about what it is that they want from you, because what I find in different countries is everybody wants to be compensated for, number one, their time. And if they have something of value, they do understand value. They understand when you're reaching out to them for something because maybe you can't provide it yourself. So they understand that. So be mindful of that. So you're not like thrown off later. All right, let me read these comments. Stephanie, you said, cold girl, don't like it here. Oh, in Chicago. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's why I left. That's why I left 9 years ago. Texas wasn't ready for the cold over there at all, and here power went out, and they're having no water because their pipes got busted. Yeah, I don't think my pipes busted. I had some other issues, but I have some people watching my house. But Texas, basically, this happened, and it was as horrible as it's going to be, and I'm sure I'm going to be one of the people fighting these bills. Is We found out the Texas electric grid. We found out how Texas, also chose not to be a part of um, the company's kind of energy platform and set up so that we could share and import and export energy from other states. All of that. We learned a lot. I learned a lot because I didn't know these things before. David, you say, I tell people, listen, their mother didn't push you out after 9 months for them to say crap like they're saying now. Yeah, David, give me an example of that. As a guy, what are some of the things that your male counterparts kind of, and I think that's what you mean. You're talking about things that guys say. Um, what are some of the things that you hear? Um, that you hear being said and stated and stuff like that. Like, help us women out, because no matter what anybody says, we're still vulnerable. We want love. One of the things I want to share is, as humans, women are women, men are men. And we are from different emotional spectrums. I believe this is why women are nurturers, and in terms of not, we're more nurturing because we are the chosen ones to bear children, and it's all part of that life force, that cycle of life kind of thing. And not to say that men aren't emotional, but there is a different attachment to carrying a child, just in general. And to think that when we date that there is not a slightly different level of emotion attached to dating or relationships or relations in general um, is crazy, and it doesn't make any sense because there has to be a separation of that. And so when you have that, you also have women who, and men, but women who are looking for love. Like, we want the beauty of the relationship. We want the comfort of it. Um, we want the feel of it. We want the look of it. Whatever the case may be, we want to feel love. And with that being said, there are levels of protection that women just need in general. Um, Girl, that's none of his business. Which part is none of his business? Which part? I don't know if these messages are coming over late, y'all. I got a hangnail and it is driving me crazy. Hey Charles, you watching on YouTube? The link tree, you can find it. It is the first link in my link tree. Subscribe. please. That is what helps build me a following. And that's how I can get paid. I can monetize if you guys follow. And guess what? It's free 99. You ain't got to pay nothing to click like to subscribe to my channel. Now, I will ask you to click like to all my videos, because each video that gets liked over a certain amount, eventually you can monetize. And it doesn't cost you anything for me to get YouTube to pay me. Okay, just because you like something. Your like on my YouTube channel is no different than you turning on the TV and the NFL getting paid because you watch the Super Bowl, or NBC getting paid because you watch the presidential debate, or you watch Trump come on back in the day when he was coming on, and all of that. You were basically paying someone by clicking that channel. So if you can go and click on my channel in YouTube and click subscribe, I will be forever grateful to you. So yes, yes, I feel like, even being a very solo driven and self-driven woman, I look for someone who's going to protect me, someone who, I don't like to, I want to use the word obligated, but I know people don't like to have those types of words thrown out, but I want someone who feels obligated, someone who feels like it is their duty, and not duty like it's just a job, but it's something that they want to do. They want to make sure that I am taken care of, that I am safe. And when you don't start off that way, it's hard to pick that up later on down the road. How do you tell a man that he's supposed to make sure that you get to and from a place safe and sound if that's not in his nature? I'm not raising nobody. I'm not raising nobody. Because I will tell you, and that's universal everywhere. Because even in a foreign country, the men here, they may not have a car, but I bet you they'll walk you. And the Maasai got a little machete on the side. Machete, sword, whatever they have. One of them had a machete one day. I swear for God he did. So I ain't make that up. But yeah, they will protect you. So it's very universal, this whole idea of being protected. It's not just an American thing. All these black women want, no, boo. No, that's something that we should expect. We shouldn't feel that, I shouldn't have to ask whether or not you can fight. I'm just saying, I ain't saying things gonna go down because I don't start anything no more. But we want somebody who's not necessarily standing up for us, or if we do something crazy, but let's say we go somewhere and someone is disrespectful or is doing something, or there's maybe someone who is mouthing off or being irate or saying something nasty. You want the person that you're with to stand up and have your back, right? To protect you if you're being treated a certain way by other people there. You want to be around somebody that's going to come in and say, hey, what's the deal, or at least protect you and get you out of that situation. Why date somebody who for me, and I'm gonna say this, and this may be my controversial, why would I date a man that can do less for me from a physical protection standpoint than I can do for myself? Why would I do that? I mean, you gotta have big money. Like, you gotta have like I'm getting paid like Jenny got paid her 5 years of marriage money for me to deal with somebody who you can't protect me and you don't want to protect me, but you want to get in the bed with me and you want to have sex with me and you want me on your arm, or you want me to take care of home and all that, but you can't protect me? Like, no. Where they do that at? Hey, Marion, how are you, darling? All right, so David said, things that men say is that women don't understand. Most don't make you happy, and most women have some nasty attitudes. Yeah, men say that. Do you think that that's true? I mean, of course it's true in some instances, but in terms of what you're referring to, David, do you feel like, are you saying that because you think that that is not true when you hear people say that? David says, but we will try to cater to their needs and wants. Clarify what you mean. I can't tell if you're referring to women or you're referring to men. Is your dagger for the men or is your dagger for the woman? I don't know the position that you're taking. Or maybe I'm reading it wrong. Things that men say is that, okay, these are what men say, women don't understand most. don't understand. Most don't make you happy, and most women have some nasty attitudes. Okay, that's what men say. But we will try to cater to their needs and wants. So men will say this about women and still try to cater to them. So you're saying, finish the thought for me. Thank you. Charles, you say a protector, problem solver, etc. is in a man's nature. It should be in a man's nature. In a man, using the term man is so relative now, and circumstantial, unfortunately. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't have it. And laughing out loud, you don't start stuff. But let me tell you, I'll fight. Don't let this cuteness fool you. In my sun blown face, I feel like I'm beet red, because I was out today and in the ocean for hours today. Let me just show y'all again where I was. That's where I was. I was in the ocean today and got tons of sun. The sun has just gone down. It is overcast. Yay.
I wanted to see if you wanted to go eat at Waves. I took pictures of the menu.
Oh, I've eaten there before. So your people ain't there?
He's got a story, and he showed me a guy who got stung by a stingray. I mean, his foot did look jacked up.
Yeah.
But either way,
Okay.
it's like, let's move on.
Okay. All right. I'm finishing
No
up.
harm, no foul.
No worries. We're deep in it over here.
Nice. Ooh. I mean, good to be deep in it if you're talking about relationships.
We are. All right, David, you are saying it's for the women. We bend over for women to keep women happy. But if they're ain't happy with something, let us know so we can change that for them so we can be on the same page. All right, David, I'm going to address this. We're going to have a one-on-one on this live, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts and being open and honest and creating this open dialogue, because I'm here to have these conversations. Oh my God, y'all, the sun is shining through these clouds. I have to show you guys. Water. It's so beautiful. Okay, so Stephanie, you said David is right. It's for the women. We bend over for women to keep them happy. Okay, so I'm going to address a few things. But if they are if they aren't happy, I'm assuming is what you're saying, with something, let us know. So yes, women can communicate. Oh, now that my messages are oh my God, it's finally working the way it's supposed to. Thank you, y'all. It's so beautiful out here. It's amazing. But we will try to cater to their needs and wants. And okay, so yes, that does happen. And I think though, I don't know if you mean that when you say we bend over for women, what do you mean by we bend over for women? Are you talking about something outside of what a man's natural nature is and what I'm speaking about on the video? So what do you mean by we bend over for women to keep them happy? And if they aren't happy, they need to let us know. Because I can comment so many ways, but I don't know what you mean. And I think I might respond in a way that you might not be referring to. And I'm big on, I ain't gonna waste no energy talking about something that that you don't mean. So elaborate on what specific situation you are talking about, because I don't know that I said something about bending over for women, doing extra for women. What I'm talking about is being the man. And here I was specifically saying one of the things I notice is that men here they're not afraid. There's no fear factor for them. So I don't know if that's what you mean. Tell me what you're referring to, because I want to just make sure I'm responding properly. I get the impression you're saying that women ain't happy even when y'all bend over for them. When you bend over for women, women are happy. Because I have a whole saying about how we end up in relationships and how we try to stick with people we're not supposed to be with, and how we're not equally yoked in the first place, and how we are trying to force situations and force to be with people because we want them for the wrong reason. So I can talk about all of that, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean. So let me know what you're referring to. Stephanie, you say David is right. Tell me what David means. What you say David is right, because I like to get down to the nitty gritty. I know a lot of times we get on these posts and we comment and we agree on a lot of things, and a lot of times we ain't even talking apples to apples. So I'm big on let's get some clarity about what we mean. But I'm gonna get back to these Tanzanian men, y'all. All I'm going to say to you is come and see for yourself, because what, like I said, is good for one goose may not be good for another gander. For me, I don't know if this is a place that I would say I'd find, like this abundant love kind of thing, because it has to be a feeling for you as well. And I know people are like, yeah, but the men treat you good and they'll never leave you and all of that. And you'd be like, sometimes you want them to. I'm playing. But no, it has to be right for you. It has to be what you're looking for. It has to be what you desire. And I'm not talking about the pretentious things or, just the physical things, but even in physicality. So I was talking to somebody else and they were like, I want the stature of a man that makes me feel protected. I want to be around someone that I know as I'm walking around, I know they can protect me. And that comes in physical stature as well, So I know we try to ignore that and say it shouldn't matter what a person looks like or how tall they are or how, just their ability to protect when you're out and about. We want to ignore that or say that should matter, but it does matter. It matters a whole lot. We're not talking about people getting into fights and stuff, y'all. We're simply talking about when you walk into a room, what's the level of respect that you demand just from your presence? Everybody wants that. Men carry women on their arms specifically for the presence and what she is going to generate when she walks in that room. Say it ain't so. It's so. It happens all the time. It's called eye candy, arm candy, arm something, I think arm whatever. So men have been doing it forever. Women want that too. We want to walk around and somebody go, oh, okay, she taken care of. It's the same thing. We shouldn't get it twisted. We shouldn't be on one side and not the other. So yeah, I really want to understand what you mean by you bend over for women and they don't. It almost sounds like you're saying they don't appreciate it. So, and that could be true. And I would just basically tell you might be with the wrong woman, or whoever you're referring to is with the wrong woman. Nobody wants to be with somebody that don't appreciate them. Period. I don't care if it's man or woman. And I stand by, and I've done it myself. Been in relationships with people I was not supposed to be in a relationship with, but they was fine. Fizzine as whizzine, as some of us would say when we trying to talk slang, and we really shouldn't. But yeah, we get in these situations and relationships with people for the wrong reason, and we have expectations of them, and it never works out. Men, we crave respect in a relationship. Yep, y'all do. Y'all crave respect. Oh no, you can go ahead.
You don't want to. You're not gonna.
I'll stop by.
Okay. You want me to order something? Okay.
No, I'll see. I think they only have like one thing that I eat. Um. So yes, you guys. David, yes, men crave respect. I know. I've heard it all before. And when you say men crave respect in a relationship, what do you mean? What do you mean by men crave respect? Because I think it means something different to different people. I've had people think that respect means craving respect in a relationship means, um, I provide for you, so I need you to do what I ask you to do. I need you to respect me. We've seen that all too often. I need you to, do your half because I put the money in. What is the respect, or are you, or could it be different depending on who you're talking to? I think there's something specific. I'm just trying to draw you out. I'm trying to draw out what you're trying to say, because I think there's something specific that made you say what you said. And I'm really trying to get to what that is. You can inbox me if you want. Since you're on Facebook, you can inbox me what you're implying, or what your thought was, or intent for your previous statement, because to me that's very specific. And I want to address that specifically, and not kind of be drawn at straws here. So anyway, you guys, so yes, is dating abroad and in Tanzania possible? Does it happen? Absolutely. I gave y'all some tips. Go back to the beginning of the video. Um, Tips on just protecting yourself in general as women, even when we're in the States. I think we also put our guards down when we're in the States, that we forget that safety is safety no matter where you are. And don't believe anybody that tells you there's no crime somewhere, because that's a lie. There's crime everywhere. Um, and if they tell you ain't no crime in heaven, how they know they ain't been there yet? Um, so just safety precautions, some guidelines, keeping some things in mind. And then as you're dating, and I am not an expert. I am not a dating expert. I'm simply sharing the experiences that I've had, and the things that I have been told. Basically how to carry myself in these situations, because I am solo quite often, not to ensure. This little girl over here. Um, okay, David, you just responded. Let me read this right quick before I get off here. Men, we crave respect in a relationship. Lately, I've been played with the idea that respect for men, or any man, is 100% my brother's. David, I don't understand what you're saying. Lately, I have been played with the idea. It's a whole sentence, so it's lately I have been. Are you mean plagued? Plagued? Played with the idea that respect for men, or any man, is 100%. Explain what respect means. My brothers taught me that. I don't know what respect means. What do you mean by respect? Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, that's very true. Everything goes both sides. Bless you. Thank you. That's a good cover. I like that. Don't wait for me. If you okay. It goes the same for us. Yes. I want to get down to this. I feel like there's something that needs to be kind of drawn out from these comments, y'all. Nobody shared their dating experiences. Who's traveled abroad and dated? Anybody on my live on any of my channels who has found love and gotten married from, or not even married, you have a lifelong companion, whatever, because y'all gonna hear me talk about that as well. I am not the one all be all is marriage person. If we can be adults and define everything else, we can be adults and define what love is for us as well, right? So, David, I'm really intrigued to understand what you mean by respect, or what you mean by no respect. If respect is too long to define, what give me an example of when a woman does not respect a man, when a man does not feel respected. I'm just interested to know what you're talking about. Okay. You guys, while I am eagerly awaiting this response. So David, you said the highest level of respect is always earned, never given. Okay. All right. It's like I feel like I'm reading a soliloquy. I'm not. I still don't know what you mean. You made the statements because I'm feeling like there's I'm feeling like there's something specific that you were triggered by, that you feel maybe women aren't doing, or maybe women want something and they ain't giving something in return, and I need you to express, because now you're kind of, I feel like it's just, I mean, treat this like this is you and me one on one. We just have, I could bring you on live too. Let me know if you want to come on and share your thought, but I want you to be able to give a clear, concise um, response, what it is that you mean. Everything you're saying is accurate and I believe it, but there was something specific that you're talking about. No, not true. What's not true? There's a little bit of a delay too, so when the message actually pops up, um David, you want to come on my live so you can share what you mean? You have to send me your email, and you got to have StreamYard. You got to have StreamYard downloaded, so may not be um a quick process, because you just told Stephanie it's not, no, it's not true. What, respect? Wanting respect or receiving respect is not true from a woman's perspective. So there's something very specific you're talking about, but you're being elusive. So I'd like for you to be less elusive and more specific, and as we would say in the hood, Pacific. I need you to be a little bit more Pacific about what you're talking about. Because we're here for it. We're here to have these discussions. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. One thing that this drives me crazy in these groups or in these chats and stuff is when people have these types of conversations and no one specifically defines what they mean, and so everybody just takes one thing and they just run off in 500 million directions, and we have no clue what the poster was, their intent was, what their thought was. It could be something that they were taught and reared on. It could be a way of life that they were raised in. It could be religious belief. It could be situationally something that specifically happened, and we never know, because we just take it and we just run with it, and we interject our personal feelings onto a person's comment without understanding the context in which we are responding. And that's why I am pushing this. If you've ever listened to my radio show, y'all know I do this on my radio show. I'm trying to get these people out my shot, or at least cover them up so you can't see them. So that is why I am kind of harping on that, because it's important for me, because I can go off on a million tangents, but if it's not what you're meaning, I don't want to waste my energy or my breath. Serious. I mean, towards Stephanie, because Stephanie responds, but I'm just trying to understand what you're talking about, David. I'm trying to, it's your statements are elusive. It's you haven't defined what respect is. When you say respect, is there something that women do that you feel is not respectful to men? Is that why you made the statement saying that men demand or want respect? You didn't say demand, I'm sorry, you said that men want respect. And I wanted to understand what you mean by that. That word is very broad. What is respect? What do you mean? You said it for a reason. So there's something sitting right here in your throat that forced you to make that statement. So I want to know what that is, because I think it would be great for conversation. I'll dance. I'll wait patiently, and then I'm gonna go get some food. So yeah, I'm a big stickler on, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm a big stickler, because my nature is to quickly respond. I've always been the kind of person that I formulate a lot of things, or I can kind of lead to the next thing. Like always feel like I know what's going to be said or I know where you're going. And that has gotten me into trouble over the years. And so now, as part of practicing and learning patience for myself, this is for me. And a lot of people get agitated with it when I ask for clarity on things. I'm not being mean or petty or facetious or anything. I want you to tell me what you mean. I don't want to assume anything. I am tired of wasting energy talking about things that people come back and say, well, that's not what I meant. Tell me what you mean. The other part is, like, I do that now. Like, I have roommates now living in Tanzania. That's going to be a whole nother video. I kind of made the video about, would you have a roommate and stuff like that. But I want to talk about my experience with my roommates and maybe get them on camera, because it's not something I normally or would ever do. And I realize the importance of doing that while I'm in transition. But one of my roommates, she'll be sharing things, or she'll just come in and she'll just start talking. And normally I can pick up and I can figure out what she means, but I am trying to get out of habit of carrying people's conversations for them. I am trying to get out of the habit of answering for you what it is that you are trying to say, because that's not my responsibility. It's no one else's responsibility to clarify what's in your head and in your mind. And so even with her, I'll say, finish your thought. You know what I'm saying? No, finish your thought. I don't know what you're saying. Finish your thought. And what that does is, it's not like a tag or a pick on that person. It's forcing me to be patient with you so that you can get your thought across, so you don't come back to me after I give a whole 30-minute diatribe about something and say, well, that's not what I meant, Ali. My energy, my air is too precious to be giving it away for somebody to come back and say that ain't what I meant. So anyway, that's why I do that. And I have learned to be really good with, if I don't get an answer, we just move on. But I won't assume or try to figure out what you mean. I won't sit and take a word and turn it into what my definition of respect is for you, because it might not be the same thing. So that's why I'm asking. So it's not a personal attack on you. It is simply something that I am working on for myself. And so I have to do it in everything, as well as to get other people to practice this thing called, what do you mean? Get clarity before you speak. Before we speak on something, let's get some clarity, because we all got opinions. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. If there's no more comments, if you want to get in my inbox and tell me what you mean, and I can come back later, that would be fantastic. As always, you guys, I appreciate you guys jumping on. I am so glad I can now finally see my comments. I don't know what's different today than what was going on the other day. I've been paying for this for a couple of weeks, so it's not that I just got the paid for version. So I'm so happy I can see you guys' comments now. You guys stay tuned. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's more footage. I have so much to do. I have so much editing. I need some editing assistance, quite frankly. I take probably 10 to 15 videos a day. And between videos and pictures and stuff, I have so much. And trying to put stories together. I'm a kind of a fly-by-night kind of person in terms of gathering footage and what I would love to do with that, and where I would like to go, and what I want to show you guys, and the experiences. And it's not to replace you experiencing for yourself, but for you to see what it really is, the glamour of some things and the not so much glamour, and the reality of things. As African Americans, we have been plagued with a tremendous weight and responsibility. And when you come to Africa, I think it's really felt. If you're not here just to vacation, if you are here to kind of plant some soil, plant a seed, if you are here to do that, you notice it even more. And it's hard. It's hard to stomach it. You come from a place that you know what the truth is. You go to a place thinking you know the truth, and it's not the truth. And so I want you guys to see that. I want you guys to see what's real. feel like my hair is sticking up. See what's real. See what some of our experiences are, and then you come in and you experience those things yourself. I'm gonna tell you right out the gate. Please don't go anywhere long term. Excuse me, talking about you gonna move somewhere because you saw somebody else's YouTube video. Don't do it. Go and visit. I don't care if you gotta visit 50 countries. Go and visit. Visit anywhere. I don't care if it's Thailand, if it's Bali, if it's Chicago for that matter. Go and visit first, and go when it is ideally known to be the worst time of the year to go. So while I used to always tell people never go to Chicago in the winter months, if you're going to move to Chicago, go to Chicago in the winter months. First of all, try to get to Chicago on a plane in the winter months. And then I want you to rent a car and try to drive around. Because if you can't manage it just on a short trip, you have to consider that's where you're going to be living. And so I always tell people you need that experience. Everybody, doesn't need to go through the same experience. It's very true. We need to listen, but we also need to, if we're doing anything long term, we need to understand and know for ourselves. We need to be able to make decisions for ourselves, and not rely on other people's experiences to dictate our decisions. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here. I hope I hear from you, David. I hope you share with me what it is that you were leading to, because I feel like it would be noteworthy information. So anyway, I'm gonna roll up out this joint, you guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube. As you know, it is in my linktree.com // where's Ali, WHERESALI. Oh, I just got your message, David. Put it like this: I still want my woman to know my leadership, and to know that I love her and I will never try to hurt her in any way. And I am not that type of man that will hurt her, and to be an honest man to her, to tell her anything of how I feel all the time. That's what you mean by respect? That's wonderful. Yes, of course. Yes, we want um we want men to be leaders, and we want to love. We want somebody to love. We want someone who is respectful and loyal and appreciates us for who we are, to be loyal and respectful too. We want someone who does more than not wants to hurt us. We want someone who doesn't hurt us, because everything is a choice. Everything is a responsibility. Everything is accountability. It goes both ways. Men don't want to be hurt. They want to be with somebody who is not going to hurt them. We all want the same things, and I think part of one of our hardships is thinking that men want something different than women want something different than men. No, we all want the same thing. The problem is we're not willing to accept that the person that we have dreamy eyes for may not be the person that's best for us. Y'all hear me say it in multiple videos. Y'all hear me say this quite often, that oftentimes our biggest issue is what we want. Yes, and I will want the same out of her too. Yes, that's what I mean by respect. Yes. So yeah, I think we want the same things, and so basically, it sounds like what you're saying is that you can give her all of this, you can be a leader, you can love her, you cannot hurt her, and it's still not good enough, or she's not telling you what's wrong. One thing I will say is the differences in men and women is in how we communicate, and so what could happen is, while let's say a man is doing all of these external things, he's being a leader in the house, he's bringing home the money, he's loving her how he feels she needs to be loved, or what he thinks is right, but obviously she has a problem that he wants her to talk to him about. Something is wrong, so maybe there's a love disconnect or something like that. So he's loving her in the way that he knows how to love, which is typical. Most men love the way that they know how to love, same as women. um, and tries their best not to hurt. But trying not to hurt is not the same as not hurting, right? We do know this. And so a lot of times what I find is men feel like because I've done so much, she should be grateful because I've done so much. I had a guy here who didn't know me before I got into his vajaji, thinking that as long as he worked hard and never cheated on me, I should want to give him 2 kids. So um, I say that to say there is still a disconnect in what is expected and what is wanted from a person. Hey, want to get in the video? That was neat. Okay. I say all that to say there are times when we are giving something of someone else. We are doing something. We are let's say as a woman, you know what, I have sex with him every night. I'll clean the house, I do the dishes, but it's not enough. It's not what he really wants. So I know it goes both ways. And so you have to have that open communication. And I find that a lot of times people feel like, well, as long as I'm providing what I think I should be providing, that person should be happy. And so when you made the comment that, you know, we bend over backwards for women, that's what grabbed my attention because that's a very specific statement. So I was just trying to understand what you meant when you said we bend over backwards for women. So it's almost like if I do all of these things, if I am respectful in this sense to her, you know, I need her to communicate when I'm doing something wrong. One of the things I've experienced is being a woman is you know, sharing with a man what you don't like, and I have experienced this recently. First guy that I've ever had that actually listened and really was like, man, you know, I'm sorry, but did it every day. Was just like that was in his nature. But it was also in his nature to apologize. So I got caught up in the apology, but not the change in action because he never changed his action. He just always apologized for it. It was heartfelt, and he hated to see me sad and hurt and upset, but he couldn't change. So that's another thing we have to understand. There are some things that need time. Like we need to take the time to be able to become this person that we want to be. And so, yes, we can say all day communicate, but one thing that we do know is a lot of times women do communicate. But what we're communicating is we want to see something change, which most men say, I don't want a woman that's going to change me or wants to change me. So how is a woman telling you what she wants, not expecting you to want to change something, right? So this goes really deep, yo. We can talk like circles around this commentary. Stephanie says, yes, David, that's right. Facts, girl, you're right. Now we getting somewhere. Yes, I agree, we getting somewhere. So this is not a very simple cut and dry conversation. It's one where we have to. Let me hold on, y'all. Let me get my check. Chingapi, Chingapi, my bill for this. Chingapi. Okay. Okay. Asante. Um, I figure since they sitting over here doing nothing, they could at least um they could at least get my bill for me because that takes like 30 minutes. Anyway, so yes, it's great commentary, but there's so much more to that. And I would love to have an even deeper conversation because it's never that simple. Nothing is ever, you know, I don't want to hurt. I literally had somebody literally say this to me every single time. And I got to a point where I was just like, you don't want to hurt me. Doesn't is not the same as you're going to stop doing what you're doing to hurt me, because it was the same action. It was the same activity. It was the same thing over and over again. Um, Shangapi,
Yeah?
the bill?
The bed. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
El Fusita.
A facita. 6,000, right? Ah. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this money. Let me get this pesa. Um. Okay, I'm sorry. So I we things and we don't realize that it's a package. The communication, the effort, and all that we're talking about it's a package. And so, like I was saying, while I was being communicative, and for the first time, because normally I'd be like, screw it, I'm done. For the first time, I literally was taking the time to break down the things that were bothering me. And this person seemed very heartfelt and caring and, understanding. And then but every single time, like day after day, it was the same thing. The next month, it was the same thing. And I said, I'm done. I'm done talking about I'm done talking about the things that I don't like, because this person, I'm wanting them to change who they are, and I don't want to change them. I want them to be who they are, but that means that they're not for me, because these things should not hurt, and they're basic things, right? And if this person can't make a change on basic things, and not even make a change, but if this is not who they are with basic things, then this isn't who I need to be designating time with, because in essence what I'm wanting is for them to change who they are, and we don't want a person to change who they are. We want people to be who they are, right? Oh, okay. You see how y'all see how I be trying to dump this money out? I'm about to walk down the beach, but I think my data and stuff is gonna cut off. So yes, I am having a fantastic time. I love talking to you guys too, because this is good conversation. So, okay, here he comes with my bill. I'm about to give him this. Y'all, I got 10,000 G's on it. Boom, shakalaka, shaka, laka, boom. They be laughing at me because I know a few words. So every time I say like a Swahili word or two, they just be like, and then they say something in Swahili, and I be like, huh? They say, you don't understand me. I'm like, no. Pole pole, say it slowly. So he's gonna go and get my bill. So anyway, y'all, we're gonna come back maybe same time, same place, mañana. Oh, I may go live if I can tomorrow. Actually, I may go live tomorrow because I'm gonna do something that I didn't do the first time I was here. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here because my okay, you guys, I am going to get out of here. You making it rain over there? Oh, I'm making it. Where are you again? Because you having a good time, David. I am in Zanzibar, Tanzania. I am enjoying myself, loving it here. And the people. I'm actually gonna walk and let y'all see where I am really quick before I turn this off. Okay. I just want to make sure he gets my tip. Yes, I tip, and everybody talks about me because I tip. Asante, I see Kesho. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. So you have to say hello to the people.
Hello, the
Say
people.
Jumbo.
Jambo, jambo. How are you?
They are fantastic.
Karibu.
See, all of that. Swahili, the beautifulness of Tanzania.
Karibu Zanzibar. Hello, people. Jambo, jambo.
Jumbo, jumbo.
Karibu.
Okay, they see. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay.
Okay,
I'll be back. Kesho. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna keep this on and see how long it stays on. Let me see. And walk down this beach so you guys can get a view. They got hookahs over there too. Y'all can't see them, but turn it a little bit. It was some booty in the camera. I didn't think y'all wanted to see that, and it wasn't like good booty. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera around. Oh, almost fell in the water. And I'm fully clothed too, you guys, so I definitely don't want to fall in it. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Um, thank, thank you guys. So you guys see, this is where I am for right now. I was here for 3 weeks in December because that's my birthday. Yeah, the water is beautiful. It's actually really, really warm. The tide actually comes in and this water goes all the way up where you see the seaweed on the ground, where you see that. The water goes all the way up there when the tide comes back in. So it's kind of out a little bit right now, but then it comes back in. So I'm walking down this street or down this beach to meet my roomie for dinner. She went ahead without me, and so I'm gonna meet her. So I'm just gonna tell you the ouch crud busters. I just stubbed my toe on one of these massive rocks that hurt like each double hockey sticks. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys where I'm at. So I am on. Oh, let me just put in the water. Oh, he's got starfish. He's picking up starfish. He's supposed to leave them. So, oh, he's putting them back in the ocean. That guy. So anyway, I'm in Nungwi, and Nungwi is on the. If y'all ever come to Zanzibar, Nungwi is on the northwest side, the tip northwest side, and this is where all the tourists kind of like tourists be. Zanzibar is as a whole is completely a touristy island, and I'm just gonna put it out there. It is European touristy, and that's just how it is, how it has been. Even more so now. I do keep a mask if y'all gonna ask. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like for dinner. So y'all see how they have the tables and stuff all set up on the beach. That's what they do. So I'm gonna go over here and find my girlfriend. She's over here eating. Is she over here? Or is she next to the next place? She might be at the next place. Um. So anyway, so the other side is a little bit different, but the water and the tide is different as well. So anyway, I'll do a whole video on that for you guys too. But I'm gonna go find my friend, see where she is, enjoying her dinner. Let me see. Coco Cabana, she's not there. I think she's at the other place. For um, yeah, they just walk up to you and just like try to make you talk. I just want to make sure she's not here. Okay, so y'all see y'all. You literally will be walking around. I don't think it's no, that's Cholos. Okay, but yeah. So that's it, you guys. You guys got to see a little bit. I just wanted to walk with you along. This is one of my places I like to eat up here. Is the Istanbul place. I'm gonna flip it in a second so you guys can see it. I'm trying to get by people so I'm not disrespecting their space. and putting a camera in their face. One of the things here is they don't like so the Istanbul place is a place that I like to eat at, and that place right there. It's pretty awesome. Even if the food isn't necessarily the greatest, but that's it right there. The food is good, but I'm kind of making a generalized statement because everything is out on the beach. You get such a fantastic breeze and everything, so it's so worth it. Okay, so I think she's up here. Let me see. If not, I'm going to the Z Hotel and get my veggie burger. So I'm gonna find her, you guys. Thank y'all for watching. And oh, there she is. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll let y'all see this beautifulness. And I'll catch y'all another time. Toodles and noodles, peace and hair grease.